I created a brand new profile and my challenge is to use the brand new hunting skill to earn enough money to buy the #1 weapon in Hypixel Skyblock, the Hyperion. I challenged myself to only be able to hunt for attribute shards to sell them on bazaar to earn money. That means no farming melons for days, no mining gemstones for hours, no RNG drops from dungeons or slayers, just me, a lasso, net, black hole, and a hunt axe. Can I do it? Well, let's jump into the profile creation and find out. First thing I had to do was obviously create a brand new profile. I instantly went to the hub to get the rogue sword because if that's not the first thing you do on a new profile, you're already starting off wrong. And then I went to start the foraging tutorial to eventually unlock the park. I got to work unlocking each tree type till eventually I unlocked the new island, Galatea. Okay, let's slow down for a minute. There are a couple of small things I need to put out there before I carry on. I'm allowing coins from level up since I need them to actually get to the point where I can buy some hunting tools. Plus they're kinda unavoidable because you just get them in your purse when you level up. I'm also allowing myself to loot share since it's a massive part of Skyblock and some shard methods go crazy with other people. I'm not allowing myself to buy shards from bazaar to fuse them for profit. I have to get every single shard myself. And I'm allowing myself to resell an item back to AH after using it, since I bought it with the coins from the shards I hunted, so it's only fair. Oh, and did I forget to mention, I'm going to be giving away this Hyperion to someone in the comment section, so go comment your IGN and why you want or need this Hyperion. That should be all for now. If I missed anything, I'll mention it later. The reason I needed to unlock Galatea is because it's the place where you unlock the hunting skill. I eventually got enough money to buy all my hunting tools and managed to unlock the skill very easily. After unlocking hunting, I chopped a lot of trees and hunted everything and anything. Axolotls, fish, invisibugs, phantoms, dreadwings. Even did my beacon every time in hopes of a beacon mite, which I got lucky with. I also made sure to talk to Agatha, so I enter contests, because I want Hot F6 for one of the perks that gives you hunting fortune, but that's gonna take a while. I placed some small traps too for some passive shards, but I don't think they're very good, so I won't be checking on them too often. I ended up getting Bury the Fish, so I decided to give it to Coral, because they give Skyblock XP and giving one fish to her makes you instantly hit fishing 10, which I'll honestly take. The reason I needed all this XP is because I wanted to hit Skyblock level 7 to unlock Bazaar. This is the place I'll be getting paid, because it's the place I'll be selling all my hunting shards. Since it took a while to get to this point, I had managed to collect a crazy amount of shards. So I converted them all into items and started listing them. And I'm so glad I got over 40 axolotl shards, because just them alone sold for over 8 million coins, which I knew they were pricey, but not like 10 million a stack pricey. Really quick, I just want to mention, if you're enjoying this and want to see more, make sure to leave a like on the video. Comment a challenge you would like to see me do next time, as I'm looking for suggestions that no one's done before. Oh, and also, if you do go ahead and buy something from the Hypixel store, I would appreciate it if you used my code cchloe. You get 5% off and it lets me do these videos full time. Thank you and enjoy the rest of the video. After selling everything, I ended up with 14 million, which is actually insane for my first bulk sell. This was enough to get the essentials, a cookie, a god pot, and an AOTE. I bought cookies because it saves me from dying and losing all my coins, plus there's a shard that I can buy with bits called Bitbug. This doesn't make me any profit since my bit multiplier on this new profile isn't enough, but it will allow me to make a little bit of the coins back. I decided next I needed to travel to my garden to unlock a plot, clean a plot, and farm until I hit garden level 5, which would unlock pests. I'm only unlocking one plot because I want all of my offline pests to spawn there, which will make it easier for me to lasso them all and get the pest shards, which sell for a decent amount on Bazaar. I won't be farming on this profile, but I'll be collecting my pest shards here and there for a little bit more extra coins, but this process is a little more tricky than I anticipated. Eventually I'll need a lot more talismans for the harder mobs, so I had to go unlock talisman bag. Put a few redstone minions down so that they can get collections for me. Now that I had a few more coins and a decent sized talisman bag, I decided to invest most of my coins into actual talismans and started buying the cheapest ones from AH. After that I went on a massive shard hunting and chopping tree spree. Again, getting everything I saw. And I managed to drop my first chameleon, which sells for a lot. After selling everything I had gotten over the past few days of grinding, I claimed it all and had over 60 million coins. So I decided to buy another cookie. I started a new day by getting more talismans since I had a lot of talisman bag space now. So I just spent a few million on that for more damage. Next, I started my grind to get combat 22 so that I could go to the Crimson Isle. I decided to level up my alchemy first though, just so when I drink a god potion, it'll last longer. Combat levels were taking forever, especially with a bad weapon, so I decided to invest some of my money into a frozen scythe and bought 9 ender monocles for the sighted magical power, which is a really good and cheap power for intelligence. I then hit enchanting 20 so I was able to use ultimate wise on the scythe. Then come the longest and most boring grind ever. Bestiary. Combat levels were going up slowly, so slow in fact this took a couple of days, but I finally gathered enough bestiary to claim and hit combat 22 and I can finally go to the Crimson Isle. I took a break from this profile for a few days to focus on grinding Enderman Slayer on my Iron Man profile. Link in the description by the way to my second channel with almost 100 episodes of Iron Man if you want more content. Anyway, I made sure every day to clear my pests, replace traps, which I started placing my traps in the Smouldering Tomb for burning soul shards, which sell for a decent price now. So I have a bunch of shards chilling in my hunting box, which I have not sold since the last time, and it's been a long time. So I decided I'm going to do another big sell before I go on. Which also includes 3 bit bugs from Elizabeth, just to get some of the money back from buying cookies. And I ended up making 37 million coins, which I had over 70 million now. After selling everything, I felt comfortable enough to finally buy new armor set. But first, I needed to head to the Crimson Isle and spend ages doing the most pointless tasks for Elle. But I finally managed to get to the stage where I could go into basic Kudra. So I gathered the party up and got the completion, and as you can tell, I was clearly carrying the party. The armor set I wanted was Crimson, and it's the reason I needed to do Kudra so I could use it. I then bought it off AH for super cheap. Now I'm ready to do the really super OP Glaciate Walker strat that makes to 60 million coins per hour. At least I thought. Getting to this point took longer than expected, and by the time I was here, the prices for Glaciate shards had gone down to the ground, making it not worth to do anymore. After the disappointment of this news, I sat at the attribute fuser on another profile, trying to figure out a good money making method for this profile, and everything come to a dead end. No matter what I tried to fuse up to, it ended up just not being worth it, since the final shard was worth a lot less than all the shards combined, so that wasn't an option. This took a massive toll on me, and I considered not continuing this series since it felt endless and impossible. Until I went back to the basics. You see, you think the legendary shards would be the best for money, and combining a bunch of shards together, literally spending hours at the attribute fuser, would be profitable. But I was wrong. Higher rarities are easier to get, since you can just fuse any easy to get legendary shard like Burning Soul, Krakens or Spikes with common shards. Only thing is, you need way more commons than epics or legendaries, and as anyone that's played this update knows, the common shards are the easiest to farm, but they're also very tedious to get. This is where we use laziness to our advantage. People see common shards, and because they're relatively cheap, they don't grind it themselves, they just buy it from bazaar, especially the reptile family, since they're the shards that give hunting fortune. So after thinking for a few days, I decided to come back to this challenge and try to do it, but actually with decent fortune this time. So I full focus foraging to level up my hot F, because at hot F6 there's a perk that can give you up to 50 hunting fortune, which is huge. This took me a couple of hours over 3 days, but I managed to hit foraging 40, and right after hot F tier 6, which allowed me to buy 43 tiers of hunter's luck, giving me 43 hunting fortune. This was not all lost time though, since while foraging you have a 0.08% chance of dropping the chameleon shard. And I managed to drop 14 in total during this grind, which was around 41 million worth to bazaar, which is crazy. Also during the hot F6 grind, every time I got the beacon reminder, I would go ahead and do that, and also feed pandas. And at this time around, it was mochi bears, which are the brown pandas, that are only there during autumn and winter in Skyblock. These sell for a lot more on bazaar than normal pandas, which makes it even better. And I managed to get 172 mochi bears, which was worth around 25 million. And lastly, I used all the Agatha coupons from all the contests, and I bought a lot of crow shards, which was another 17 million. And oh yeah, I forgot, I had enough bits now to buy 2 bit bugs from Elizabeth. There was a lot in my hunting bag to claim and sell, including random shards I just got passively. So I went ahead and put them all up on bazaar, and I ended up with 120 million coins. This is way more than I expected.